Alright, so boom. Part 1 in this video was loaded with comments of people saying, I wasn't expecting this. I never thought you would make a video about Cardi B. Amiri, are you okay? The part I don't get is, I made the same 2 videos on Nicki Minaj and y'all didn't say nothing. When I made the video about Nicki, y'all didn't have anything to say. But once I make one on Cardi B, it all turned into, Amir, is everything all right? You know we do care about you. Like, you can talk to us. Y'all, y'all really must hate this woman if me making a video on her caused that reaction. But hey, like, at least I give Cardi a chance. A lot of y'all hating on her that was saying those type of things to me, like, I'm sure y'all haven't listened to Cardi. Y'all love to talk crap about people y'all haven't listened to. I'm just glad that I've had that experience that I can say that I have sit down and listened to her catalog and can form an honest opinion. Now that we're on part 2, it's time for me to talk about all the songs that I do enjoy from her. So believe it or not, guys, Cardi B doesn't have a song that I think is a guilty pleasure. She only has 4 bad songs and all 4 of them was in the whack tier in part 1. She doesn't have any tracks that I would say are trash, but I still enjoy them. However, the first song that I'm going to talk about in a good enough tier is a song that y'all think is bad. This track is always regarded as the worst song on Invasion of Privacy by everybody I've seen. And the reason that I don't have it as a guilty pleasure is because I don't think it's a bad track like y'all do. I'm sure when I show what song it is, a lot of y'all will go, oh yeah, I forgot about this whack song. Like, he sure didn't put this in part 1. Wait a minute, you actually enjoy this song? Like, Amir, you know we care about you. Like, you can talk to us. Hey, let me just show y'all what song I'm talking about. That ass, 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 that ass. Surprisingly enough, no one brought this song up in the comments on the first video until like several hours after I uploaded it. One of my favorite subs, Scorpion, had commented saying that he would have thought She Bad would be in the whack tier because he thinks the song is garbage, mostly because of YG. And I told him that that was going to be the first song I talked about in part 2. He responded with, oh, okay, I know what tier is going to be in there. No, man. If you was thinking it was going to be in the guilty pleasure tier, you was wrong, my guy. I don't think this is a bad song. That ass, that ass, that ass, that ass. Yes, I completely understand if any of you guys are irritated by the song because of Young Gangsta. I ain't mad at that. But surprisingly enough, this hook doesn't really annoy me. And we not about to sit here and lie, act like Cardi's flow wasn't tight. Mama needs some meal money, party bag and hill money. See my ex, he still love me. New nigga gon' kill for me. Like, I rock with this song heavy, y'all. I'm sorry. Yes, I do agree that YG's part can ruin the track, but Cardi's performance was not bad. Y'all people who say this entire song is garbage, y'all seriously capping.
Press, 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 press. Cardi don't need more press.
Cardi's voice was deep as hell on this hook. Am I the only one that noticed that? Press, 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 press. This was one of her most like aggressive songs because she spends the entire track talking about how bitches are seriously so pressed about her success, and it's always girls that aren't as hot as her and never will be as hot as her that always have the most to say. And she just like all the hate that I've been getting, like, I don't need any more of that in my life right now. Just let me win. So I really rock with Press. Like, I don't enjoy the second verse as much as the first one. That's kind of what drags it down to the good enough tier. The second verse was really like whatever, but I still enjoy the whole song.
That's why they looking for revenge.
I know pretty much all of y'all heard that clip and went, what the hell? Amir, you like this song? Like, listen. Now, the verses on this track are surprisingly good. It's just the hook that's atrocious. This song is very similar to Press, being that she spends the entire track talking about how successful she's been and how the only people that's hating on her are people that wish they was in her position. That includes niggas that are mad at her because she wouldn't give them the time of day. So they're just bitter that she's a big deal now. She also touches on how down bad she used to be, having no money, having to live with her boyfriend at the time because her mama kicked her out. And she doesn't even blame her mama for doing so. Like, she said stuff like, I was acting wild when I was younger. I understand why my mom couldn't take it anymore. So seriously, like, if this song had a better hook, it would be in the fire tier, no question.
Cheap ass weave. Don't even step to me if you got some cheap ass weave.
Y'all know how people would say you can't really talk about, well, it's mostly hood niggas that say this, but still, people who say, if you have less money than me, I don't want to hear anything you got to say. You know, like, if a person has more money than you, then they're doing something right that you're not doing. That entire philosophy is what this song is about, but she's talking about women with crusty and cheap weaves that shouldn't have anything to say. If your weave not put in the right way and you walking around with dusty hair, you the last person that should be talking about anybody. So I do think the overall topic is funny and there's particular lines that are funny. like don't even take no more selfies, that we don't deserve any pictures, and saying stuff like you can wear cheap shoes or cheap dress, but if you got a cheap ass weave, then that's when you're crossing the line. You need to get your shit together. I actually enjoyed this song.
Boy, use a trick.
In part 1, I said that Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1 was one of the worst mixtapes I've ever heard in my life, and there were only 2 songs I enjoyed from the entire thing. 10 Trick Commandments is one of them. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I really like the idea of this song, which is her just running down the 10 rules or the 10 commandments on how to trick a nigga and get him to do what you want. And I don't have a problem with her flow either. Like rule number 1, da 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 da, and rule number 2, da 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 da, and rule number 3. I really like just like the structure of the song. And also the reason why I can't hate on the track too much is because like it fits the purpose of what it was trying to do. Like she surprisingly stuck to a theme. Even though her commandments are typical hood rat things, like the guy has to buy her whatever she wants, you don't get to call her babe or honey because y'all not close like that. And her final commandment was once she gets done tricking you for all your money, she's going to move on to the next guy. So even though what she was saying, which is basic Cardi B level lyrics, this song doesn't really annoy me like a lot of her tracks do. Because I do think the idea was cool, and truthfully, she executed it just fine.
I don't really trust them no more. All these bitches do is talk behind your back. That's a no-go.
Lastly, Trust Issues is the second song from her first mixtape that I like. Now with this title being Trust Issues, I'm sure I speak for a lot of people when I say you would think this is a relationship song. I went into this thinking that Cardi B was going to talk about some sauce nigga that broke her heart and made her no longer want to open up to any other guys in the future, since she's been hurt before. But actually no, Trust Issues is about her not wanting to get any new friends or talk to anyone that showed up after the fame. She says things like, I had so many people counting me out that after I got famous, they want to be my best friend and shit, and I'm not with that. Or people that she never knew that's trying to meet her and become her best friend. And she's just like, like if you wasn't with me before the deal, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm not taking any chances on trying to be friends with any of you people. So yeah, Trust Issues, once I realized it wasn't a relationship track, I was still listening to it. I'm like, oh, okay, this song is actually fine. I like this one. Okay, y'all, the fire tier. I'm not even about to explain shit. Let's just play the first song. Let's go.
Now get your boots, hang your coat for this wet ass pussy.
Now, one thing I wanted to clear up, and I really don't know why I have to explain this. My definition for a guilty pleasure for this series is a track that I would admit is bad, but I rock with it anyway. Like every time I do this series, I show the definition of each term. The reason I'm saying this is because after I uploaded part 1, I had a good number of people that was hitting me up saying stuff like, I already know Amiri about to put WAP in the guilty pleasure tier. Like he a nigga that would do something like that. So my question is, why did y'all assume that I think WAP is a bad song? Like, like Amiri, you gonna put WAP in guilty pleasure tier, aren't you? Like, no, because I don't think it's a bad song. So why would I do that? Now I'm not here to talk about the female empowerment aspect of this song, how it makes women feel more confident in their bodies and all that. The only thing I will say is that I don't see how y'all got that shit out of this song. Like, this isn't the same sex-related track that has existed for many years before. But pretty much everything else that people hate about this song is stuff that doesn't bother me. You know, like young girls are going to look up to this and think it's okay. And my response to that is, no. As a parent, you should do a better job controlling what your kids see and letting them know what's right from wrong. People complaining that Kylie Jenner was in the video talking about this was the perfect opportunity to put a black queen in a video like Normani or Tiana Taylor. Like, I couldn't care less about that conversation. But overall, I really don't see why people hate this song so much. Always saying how their rhymes and their lyrics were trash. And I'm like how? Like, people can't even explain why they're trash. Like, if you don't like hearing songs about sex, then that's fine. But there's nothing outlandish about WAP that should make you hate it more than any other song about this topic.
Hit 'em with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right.
This is actually the song that made me want to make this video. Like, I was rocking with this song too much to where I was like, all right, you know what? Cardi B may be the next person whose music I rank. I'm not going to explain this too much because everything I said about WAP applies here too. People are always trying to clown Cardi, saying her rhymes and her flows are garbage. And for this song, I'm just not hearing it. I legitimately think that people just take 1 or 2 lines that they heard and they use that to say the entire song is trash. Like in WAP, the whole, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. And in this song Up, lines like, you know, gotta argue with him cause a nigga love a toxic bitch. Stuff like that makes men mad because they know the ladies are going to hear this shit and say, I know that's right. But when it comes to these 2 songs, WAP and Up, I seriously do think people are overreacting hating on both of these songs. They're fine with me. And don't be that nigga in the comments going, Amir, just let it go, bro. Like neither Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion are going to let you hit. Like it's okay. You can say you don't like the song. I'm not saying any of these things to try to smash Cardi B or Megan. I just don't hate the songs like a lot of y'all do.
Rock it up for me, girl. Rock it up for me.
Hey, if y'all want to hate Cardi B so bad for making sex songs, y'all might as well dislike this song too. Back It Up featuring Conscience and Hood Celebrity is really no different from the songs y'all love to hate from her. I'm sure y'all can guess what these three are referring to throwing back when they say Back It Up. If you don't, like, you're too young to even be watching this video, a mere after hours like shit. But the Caribbean, like Jamaican vibe that this song has certainly makes it enjoyable. Cautions and Hood Celebrity both having Jamaican accents and singing really well definitely added hella value to the song. Their accents on this song doesn't really annoy me as much as SZA's accent was bugging me on I Do. And yes, I'm still continuing to disrespect SZA. Maybe she should have did a better job on that song, then I wouldn't have to be saying this. Like, tell your girl to do better.
Looking like a quarter lick. Looking like a quarter lick.
Pretty much when it comes to lick, like the vibe of the song is just super tough. The beat bangs hard as hell and Cardi's lyrics were good. Saying, you know, how much money she has now and how much she ballin', it looks like she just hit a lick. Very straightforward premise, but the energy that this song has is the highlight. There is a remix that exists with this terrible rapper named Offset that's on the track with her. Now, I only know like one person in this entire universe that's a big fan of this Offset dude, and he be trying to get me to give Offset a chance, but I refuse to give him any sort of attention.
Leave that bitch alone. Leave that bitch alone. You knew that I was crazy.
Now, I really like it when Cardi has songs of her being aggressive and she's either playing the character or showing emotions of how she would react in a certain situation. Like, y'all remember how the song Through Your Phone from Invasion of Privacy was about finding out that your man has been talking to other women? This song is essentially a more rough and grittier version of that one. Saying how the moment she sees that you've been in other girls' DMs and talking to them like you want to get with them, like, it's a wrap. Cardi B gonna do everything from slashing your tires to beating both you and the girl's ass. So in order to save everyone of all this drama, you should just leave that bitch alone, like save yourself. And like I said, Ali Tempasi made me not like the singing on Through Your Phone, but Cardi sings the hook herself on this one and it sounds much better. So Leave That Bitch Alone from Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 2 and Through Your Phone from Invasion of Privacy are pretty much the same track. The one you'll like more, but just depends on whether you want a softer tone or a bust your head type of tone.
All my bitches rolling. All my bitches rolling, and I love that shit.
Rolling was actually a song that I was surprised that it sounded as good as it did. As it was playing, that rolling, all my bitches rolling, and I love that shit. I was bopping my head to it. I'm like, okay, like this actually sounds nice. This track is Cardi representing for her and all of her homegirls, saying like, every girl that hang out with her is on the same grind that she's on. They all bosses, they all got their own bread, face bomb, ass tight, racks like their shack height, jewelry on them. Chill. But yeah, this is actually a chill track to put on for you and all of your friends to just show the haters that nobody is running things like y'all are. I think all of you could listen to a song like Rollin' and be surprised at how good it is.
And you know that I know, and you know, and they know that I will never give up.
Now, Josh X is the same dude that was on that song Selfish in Part 1 that was one of the songs in the whack tier. When I first seen his name, I said, oh my gosh, let me see if they can redeem themselves this time around with this collab. With that being said though, this song was very close to going in the Not For Me tier. Mostly because this is another song where I felt like it didn't fit Cardi B. For some reason, any song she makes with this nigga Josh X sounds like this. She about to damn near change genres if she stays friends with his ass. But this track is one of those like very preachy motivational songs. Like no matter what life throws your way, you have to overcome all the obstacles and never give up on yourself so easily. You have to keep pushing to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like it feels so off to hear this coming from Cardi B of all people. But then I realized that like Cardi has came from adversity like most other people. Almost taking her own life, being down in the dumps with no money and no place to stay. So she knows how anyone feels out there when you feel like life is going against you. So, hey, like, I'm actually trying to say this with a straight face, but if you want to hear Cardi B on some Eminem Not Afraid type stuff, here you go. That's what Never Give Up is. And if you feel that you're ever alone, just know that Cardi B used to be in your spot too.
You gon' gain the whole world, but is it worth the girl that you lose? And be careful with me.
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say Cardi's singing was the best. I can admit that her singing can be off-putting, and I see why some of you may not even like the song at all because of her singing. Other than that, this song is her telling her significant other that he needs to be careful with her feelings and how he acts if he plans on keeping her, i.e., he still talks to his ex-girlfriend and just other women in general. She even says, like, I could easily do the same thing and mess around with other guys, but I'm not that type of bitch to do that. But keep cheating if you want to, because karma gonna come around for you at some point. Now, do y'all remember that terrible rapper I was telling y'all about named Offset? So Cardi swears up and down that this song isn't about him, and I'm not trying to hear it. This song is just too fitting for the type of relationship they have for her to not be talking about him. So she can say all she wants that this song is about Offset, but I'm sure we all just hear that and go, yeah, okay.
I'm a bronze bitch, bird for the hip hop, from the block to the TikTok and the petite watch, quick drop.
This is considered the #1 best song by Cardi B by a lot of people. You can listen to the song for yourself and see if you think it's one of the better songs you heard from her. But hey, like it's definitely one of her best songs in my opinion. That's why it's in this tier. She was certainly a lit thought in this song. Her gangster attitude and her flow was surprisingly good to hear. I was so glad she didn't have any trash bars or say anything lame to make herself feel intimidating, because that's something she usually does. But I would say that she went off on red bars, like no hook, just 100 straight seconds of her spitting. I do believe that is a track where even the most diehard Cardi B haters, and there's a lot of you out there, even you guys can listen to a song like this and be like, you know what, I'm actually not mad at that. That song was alright.
Who wanna pop off? Who wanna start war? They talking shit? I'm taking tops off.
I wasn't expecting a collab with someone like Casanova to be this nice. Like, this production makes me hype as hell, honestly. He actually sounds like a mixture of Busta Rhymes and DMX on this song, and I like it. But usually when Cardi makes gangster songs, they come off as like listening to a little kid trying to be tough. That's mostly due to her voice. But there are a few songs where hearing her talk about what her and her gang gonna do to you if you disrespect her, it actually works. I don't have a problem with it. Pop Off is one of those tracks. I was listening to this song, her and Casanova, and I'm like, I don't really have an issue with that. If anything, this song sounds really good. I'm still not scared of you, Cardi, but this song is nice.
I told y'all I'm living my best life. I told y'all I'm living my best life.
This is another song where I was surprised a collaboration between these two worked so well. Like Cardi B and Chance the rapper, like who would have thought? Chance definitely could have made this a great track too if this was one of his solo songs. Best Life is a song that just makes you honestly happy for Cardi. Even if you don't rock with her music, you gotta respect anyone that made it out the hood and made a better life for themselves. She brought up all the hardships of how she used to live back then, even a few years back when people tried to call her out for being transphobic and trying to cancel her. She's standing strong and saying like none of those things have broke her down and she's living her best life. I did really like the line where she said, "Nigga, you a pussy and a rat. You like Tom and Jerry. Nigga, you ain't balling. You just talking." That's that commentary. That was so good that I feel like somebody wrote that for her. But let me stop. I sound like the rest of y'all Cardi B haters when I say that.
Climb to the top floor so I could spit on niggas. Said I was just trying to chill and make bangers.
This song is kind of like a typical album opener, like one of the songs that start out slow and then has a beat switch and just completely gets hyper. And it's another track of her expressing her story of her come up, her rags to riches story, saying she's the only person in her family to ever see 6 figures. And overall, she's made it too far to let anybody stop her. If you knock her down 9 times, she's going to get up 10 times. So she's going to always come out on top. For anyone who hasn't even heard her Invasion of Privacy album, this song did a great job of being the opener to the project. And honestly, this would be a great introduction to Cardi B in general. If you've never heard anything from her, this is a great track to start off with to get into her catalog. Cardi B and Bruno Mars also did the song Finesse together. The reason Finesse wasn't talked about in this series is because that's actually a Bruno Mars song featuring Cardi, whereas Please Me is considered an equal collab amongst the both of them. Now, me being someone who pretty much never listens to Bruno, I didn't know that he was even into making sex songs like this. This dude singing is incredible. Like, he OD'd on this for sure. It was just brand new for me personally to hear him singing about being pleased in the bedroom. With Cardi, it's a song about sex, so you can easily imagine everything she said. Any rhyme or bar you can think of about sex, Cardi said it in this song. So don't let that deter you away from checking the song out. They both did a great job, 100%.
You don't make it ring.
As much as I disrespect SZA, I am a fan of Kehlani. So all of the rightful insults I threw towards SZA, if someone was to say those things about Kehlani, I would react the same way y'all do about that other girl. I don't want to hear anyone say Kehlani didn't kill this hook. Like, girls sing has nothing to gloss over. The song itself is about being with someone that you can't tell if they're fully into you, mainly because they barely call you. Like, that's why the hook is, you don't hit my line no more, you don't make it ring. Cardi is also pretty much threatening the guy, saying that he can act all tough and act like he don't miss her or don't want to talk to her. But the moment she's with another guy, her current dude gonna be running back trying to be all over her. So she's like, I don't know why you're trying to act like you don't miss me. Like, you know, once I act like I don't care, that's when you're gonna start crawling back. So definitely a cool premise, and I have zero complaints about the execution from either Cardi's end or the feature artist who did a much better job than SZA did on her collab with Cardi.
Say, little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to.
Okay, so I purposely put this song last just so y'all could watch the video this entire time and go like, dang, he ain't talked about Bodak Yellow yet. Like, did he forget about the song or something? No, I certainly didn't forget. I just wanted to put it at the end. I seriously can't say anything about this song that hasn't already been said. Like, Bodak Yellow is what turned this woman into a mega star. Damn near all of us can recite the words to the song. With that being said, I know there's some of y'all out there who probably can't stand this track since you had to hear it so many times. Like almost every female that you know was probably singing this around you. I already know the deal. But hey, the reason they were singing it so much around you is because that's how nice of a song it is. This is easily her most popular song, and whenever you hear the name Cardi B, this should be one of the first songs that come to mind.
Alto, alto, alto.